going on, everybody? As you can see, it's a little moist out there today, so I'm going to be working on the bike, installing these. These are Kuryakyn tie-down brackets for the Indian Challengers and for the Pursuits, I would say. Same bike. I've noticed though that where these go on the Challengers, they have a few things in the way on the Pursuits. So it's going to be a little different than just bolting these right on. So let's take a look at it. We're working with these brackets. They go in here. They attach to this bolt and this bolt. As you can see, this bolt has something in front of it. On the Challenger, that part isn't there, so we're gonna have to do a little something different to make that work on this. Aside from that, it's the same exact thing. They just like bolt on there. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is just drilling a hole on either side of this bolt in this plastic, going to the other side, which is a flat cover, and then just kind of drawing a horseshoe, more or less, over where those two bolt holes meet, and kind of opening it up so that way I can just slide the bracket in and then bolt it down. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can make this happen. What we got set up here. It's kind of probably hard a little to see, but I did put some electrical tape to cover the finish on the metal part, so that way a little bit of protection before I start drilling. I'm gonna use this little Dremel tool with this bit. Used to do it, use it so I could cut through wood and drywall. So I figured some plastic shouldn't be too hard of a material for it to go through. Set up a camera on this side so that way you can see it poking through. So hopefully all goes well, cuts right through, and we can bolt this bracket on in the near future. Alright, so these are the two holes. Now I'm going to hollow it, open it up a little bit so that way I can fit the bracket through. Alright, so that's the top part connected. So it looks like I need to get from here to here and hollow. Alright, so the top part's connected, so it looks like when I went on the other side, it looks like from here to right about here is the bottom. So I'm going to cut across there. Well, I'll probably just whittle this down so that way I don't make the hole too big. Alright, looks like it'll fit on there perfectly. So now all I gotta do is unbolt these two, slide some washers in, slide this on, and bolt it in place with the new hardware. Jumped ahead of myself a little bit, but started loosening up the bolt. You're gonna need 13mm wrench to grab these together right here. Now, I did some research and I looked around online and I found, I think it was two Indians, Ride with Two Indians. He did a video selling his brackets on his Challenger, and he recommends doing one of these bolts at a time, because when he did it on one side it was fine, but on the other side just something happened and he had to take the whole fairing apart to realign these two bolt holes and get it back together. So I'm gonna do one at a time, slide the bracket in, and then tighten them down once it's all done. After about 5 minutes of finagling, it's a good thing I made that hole a little bit bigger because I needed the room. So to show you what I got going on, I started with this side. Since I don't have anything over here, I couldn't play with the bracket a little bit. But I got this side started. It was a pain because I could only get 2 fingers in here. Can't get nothing from the other side to help hold the bolt in place. That washer was a royal pain. But now that I got this one started, I could move this around a little bit, pull this bolt back out, and then drop it back in and tighten that one down. So, yeah, wasn't the easiest thing, but got it. And you can see, I got it bolted in, tightened down. According to the instructions, I think it was 18 foot-pounds of torque you're supposed to tighten that thing down to, and it is. Yeah, 18 foot-pounds. 18 foot-pounds of torque, bolted in. That's what it looks like. Let me get a light. That's what it looks like from the front. Very hidden. As you can see, my hole over there. It's not that big of a hole. But yep. I realized after I did this, I'm probably gonna have to take the bracket off to pull this lower off ever. So if I do that, what I'm probably gonna end up doing is just cutting like this part off right here, so that way I can just slide the lower off. But I'll worry about that if I ever have to take the lower off. But yep, that's what it's gonna look like. And then I got a nice little tie down point right there where I don't have to go through the forks and run the risk of catching one of these wires or bending brake line or something like that. I just like having this in a little bit lower spot. So that's that. I'm going to get started on the other side and wrap this thing up. They are both in. I wasn't going to bore you and show you how to do the same exact thing except on the opposite side, but they're in. When you're looking at the front of the bike, you really don't see them unless you know what you're looking for. So like right here, that's them right there. The hole looks a little goofy, but yeah, it works. That's what it needs to get in there, and unless you're looking at it, you won't notice it. I think if I ever have to take the lowers off, I'm gonna cut on the line right here. Maybe notch this part out so that way the lowers, it'll just slide right out and I won't have to worry about having to unbolt those things. But yep, there. And that's it. It was a pretty easy install, I'd say. Even with cutting the holes, it maybe took a total of 30 minutes to put those things in. The hardest part to me was holding the washers in place that go between the existing bracket that's on the bike and the bracket. I just ended up getting a piece of tape and just kind of taping it in place and then sliding the bolt in, and it just went in with no problem. So if you need some tie down brackets from for your Pursuit or Challenger it'd be a lot easier. Pursuit, as you can see, you gotta do a little cutting, but it's let me see right here, Kuryakyn. That's the thing right there. Challenger, part number 1004. So that'll be it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description below. Till then, see you.